Good morning, live weather blog meteorologist Bob Acanfrio with today's tropical update for Friday, July 30th, 2010. Tropics fairly quiet today. The bigger picture here, I'll show you the bigger picture first and then we'll close in on our latest Invest 90L, which is way out in the eastern Atlantic. So what do we have today here? We have a tropical wave here in the western Caribbean, not showing any signs of getting organized at all. We have another tropical wave here in the eastern Caribbean. This has been tagged by the National Hurricane Center as about only a 10% chance of development in the next 24 to 48 hours. We will have to watch this one carefully as it gets into the western Caribbean, as conditions are a little more favorable out here for development. So we'll just watch this one right now, not looking any better organized today. Still have a high band of wind shear running right through the Caribbean here. You can see it kind of cutting away at these clouds here. So this is running right through this section here. We also have another upper low right in this area, another tut here. And we'll see if this one wants to sink southwest too, as they've all been kind of undercutting our bigger ridge out in the western and eastern United States here. These tut lows have been just coming down southwest and then right into the Caribbean here, which has really been cutting off any kind of development out here. So we'll have to watch this wave here. Invest 90L is way out here, and I'll show you that in a second. Water vapor loop here, and what do we have here? We have still a lot of dry air right in this area here, and it'll be interesting. We have our Invest way out in here. You can see some of this dry air still starting to try to sink back south again, so it'll have to be interesting. I mean, our Invest is shrouded, is covered by some moist environment here. But we'll have to see if this dry air does affect this system eventually. Well, that'll be something to watch for. Again, you see this band of stronger wind shear right in this section here. Looking way out in the eastern Atlantic. Now this could get a little interesting. Here's our little Invest right here. And I'll show you a close-up satellite of this in a minute. It's right here. Then we have another bigger tropical wave coming off the African coast. And you see another tropical wave off over the continent of Africa here. Be interested to see how this tropical wave interacts with 9DL. Will they all become one? Will they keep separate? It looks like the latest, and I'll show you the latest Euro model. I think, if I'm looking at the Euro model correctly, really develops this whole area as one. I'll show you that in a minute here, but I think that's what it's doing. At least to me, that's what it looks like it's doing. Alright, a little close-up view of our Invest 90L visible satellite early this morning here, and you can see nice little mid-level spin here in it. So it does have a little spin, still kind of down in this ITCZ area here, so a lot of times these guys take a long time to really get going. So I believe this is going to take its time developing until it really could start moving north and get away from this ITCZ. We'll see better development, possibly. And then here's the rainbow image here, and you can see just a little bit of convection. It kind of blew up a little bit overnight, and it's kind of on the downswing again here. But we definitely see a little mid-level circulation here. And as we were looking at our ASCAT here reading, this was last night actually, around 8 o'clock last night, and you could see a little bit of wind shift here with the system, but really this is mostly ITCZ here, so nothing really developing out there at this time. Moving across to the wind shear maps here, and you could see again that stronger shear across the island chain here as another tut feature trying to sink south again. Wind shear all not that bad out in the eastern and central Atlantic, and that's why that system will have to be watched carefully. You can see the lower wind shear here in the western Caribbean, upper high trying to build, and again that's why we'll be watching our tropical wave here in the eastern Caribbean move westward as well. Saharan air layer, not much of a factor out here. You can see it was trying to sink south again. This is what I was talking about. 9DL is like right in here, another big tropical wave out here, so some of this dry air may try to get involved in these circulations the next few days as they move westward. But not a real huge push of SAL at this moment. Okay, so some of the model runs here, these are from Clark Evans. This was 0Z 9DL. And you can see that pushing it pretty quickly to the northwest, moving north of the islands. And this is if the system really gets developed quickly, will it move northwest? If it stays weak, it's going to move more west. So these models are really showing a low wind shear environment and showing a faster development. So, and if that happens, they would move more northwest. I don't really see that happening right now, but we'll see what happens down the road. And you can see the numerical models, the intensity models, that LGEM, which I follow pretty carefully, and the ships, all really rapidly develop this system, showing lower wind shear ahead of it. Again, we'll have to see how that verifies. I don't really see this thing ramping up that quickly, but you never know. All right, couple model runs. Canadian model again. This model tends to develop just about every little vorticity out there, but you see it developing our system and taking it off north of the islands by Tuesday, Wednesday. Just wanted to show you that right there. And then we also have latest HWRF. These are all from 0Z. These were run last night. And again, this develops this system pretty quickly and takes it into as a hurricane again north of the islands. And this would be expected if the system would ramp up quickly, but again, I don't really see this scenario happening. Is this system really getting itself together pretty quickly? I don't see that happening right now. All right, now our friend the Euro model. Oh, by the way, the GFS, GFDL, no gaps model really don't develop the system at all at their latest model runs. Euro model. So here's the Euro model. Now, so you see, this is Wednesday, and it's still way out here. Not quickly like, you saw the Canadian model really taking itself. That's why I think it could be that it takes its time developing. It kind of waits for that energy from that eastern, that tropical wave coming off of Africa, and then kind of gets itself together. And you can see the Euro model's a kind of a west runner here, as it kind of pretty weak here. And the reason why it's even moving more west, as you remember, next week we're going to see, and this is for next Wednesday, you see the Azore Bermuda High really building in strong. So if this takes its time to develop, it would probably move more west, especially if it's a kind of starts off as a weaker system. This high is really going to block development here of it moving northwest. And then we move ahead all the way till, again, way out. This is 8-9 days out here, but again, it moves it west and into the Caribbean and starts developing, cranking the system up in the Central Caribbean here. So again, just another model run here. Again, this is so far out in the Atlantic. I mean, we have plenty of time to watch this system. Am I excited about this system right now? Not really. There's a lot of negatives to it right now. We'll have to kind of see how it all comes together the next few days, but long time to watch it. No worries right now. Nothing else really immediately, anything gonna affect the United States in the next week. So still looking pretty good, and tropics still relatively quiet right now. That'll be it for today. I will have another update for you guys tomorrow morning. And like I said, stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for the latest on any severe weather across the United States today. Have a good day. Bye-bye.